Welcome to the Hoosier Surveyor Podcast, a special episode coming at you to discuss convention goings on. We're missing our regular host, Ryan Swingley. So if you don't hear him in the mix, he's absent today, and we're not afraid to let him know it. So we got here Brian Lewis and Ryan Selby. We're in the American Structure Point podcast booth. There's foam on the walls. There's microphones hanging in front of everybody's face, and it's a legitimate studio. So all's missing is the camera feed.
We'll work on that, I guess.
Yeah. So. And I guess let's just get right into it. Brian, what do we got to look forward to at the 71st Annual ISPLS Convention?
All right. Well, our next convention is coming up January 18th through the 20th. We're back in Fort Wayne, which I think a lot of people are excited about. The last time we were in Fort Wayne, it was great. We're in the Grand Wayne Center, so we're in the convention center downtown. The hotels are hooked to it, and there's lots of stuff in walking distance for people who want to hang out, socialize, dare I say party after the conclusion of education. So it'll be a fun time. We've got a pretty full education schedule. Our two headliners this time are Michael Palmieri from the West Coast with a number of interesting presentations, and then our own Tony Gregory. Along with them, we've got a lot of I'd say second-time presenters. We're bringing a lot of people back who have only presented once to give us some more education. So there's a lot of new content this year. I feel like there's a lot more that's technology-based and some stuff that's just a little different from what we've had before. So definitely some stuff for everybody to look forward to.
We've kind of, I think over the last few conventions, there's been kind of a miss in the technology kind of tract, I think they used to call it. They had kind of one for an associate track maybe as opposed to the professional side. And I know that's been discussed in convention planning and kind of the steering committee, and I think there's a way to get back to that, and I think it's going to come. We're just finding the material. It's really going to be based on feedback from ISPLS members of what they want to be included for their staff or maybe those coming up to attain the professional membership. So.
Eric, that's a really good segue because some of our presentations do come to us through our call for proposals that we put out there. We do try to give literally everyone an opportunity to say, I would like to present on this, or I have an interesting topic. One thing I'll add to that, though, for those listening, if there's a topic that, boy, I really wish ISPLS would do a presentation on X. If you know someone who presents on it, when you see that call for presentations, send that to them. Encourage them to submit because we do pick, especially a lot of our 3-hour, 1.5-hour presentations. A lot of those do come from the call for presentations as we try to kind of mix it up and do different stuff. And we're always looking for new, different both presenters and topics to submit stuff so we can make every convention feel a little different with new information.
And it could be out, think outside the box a little bit. I know at a few conventions back there were sessions that were kind of detached from surveying specifically. We had business. Yeah. I think there was some business leaders come in and do some presentations. I think there's some other areas that can be brought in as well, or topics.
Yeah, when it comes to elective credit, pretty much most everything counts as elective credit if it's productive. So we've gotten things like communications or business development, marketing. I'm trying to think what we've done the last couple of years, because I know when we had to do the virtual conference, we had Amy Barg doing some more business personal development type stuff. I know with our virtual conference last year, we got Elaine Ball, who does the Get Kids into Surveying stuff. She did a whole session on marketing. And, all that counts for elective, and it's something different. And it's also really useful information also. So
yeah, you always hear the topic that a lot of surveyors are good surveyors, not great businessmen. So, those are things that, we know our field really well, but, we might need some work on learning a little more on our marketing or on our business side of things.
Yeah. Yep. That's definitely a gap, I think, that can be filled.
Definitely.
That voice you hear is Ryan Selby.
Yeah.
As of January, who will be president-elect of ISPLS. Vince Barr will be the incoming president. I will be the past president. So I guess what president-elect, what are you looking forward to at convention the most?
I think I'm starting out this year with the mentality of just learning from you guys, learning from you and learning from Vince. And I think that's going to start at the convention of just kind of figuring out what Vince's goal is for this year and supporting him as much as I can this next year in making his vision happen over the next year, and then helping that kind of mold and create the vision that I look for 24.
Yeah. That's the continuity that comes with the 3-year term of a president-elect, president, and past president. It really keeps that continuity going of missions and things like that. And not to get away from convention, but, it's the ISPLS Board of Directors kind of revisits those goals from time to time, not every year, but every periodically. And it's I think we're probably due for that here within the next year or so.
February.
Yep. So
February, we're going to look at that because we've had a really good couple years, and a lot of our big to-do items, I don't know that I want to say we've checked them off, but we're definitely in a different place. Workforce development is so much better, especially thanks to Rodney Kelly, but I know there's a bunch of other people who've been working on that, and I don't want to list names and leave somebody off, but we're just in such a different place than we were 2 years ago. Some of that's COVID, but even in spite of that, we're in a way different spot and much further along. And so now it's time to really regroup and say, okay, now what's the board's focus? Or is our focus just trying to support the committee and let them keep doing what they're doing?
And not to foreshadow too much, but there's upcoming things for ISPLS that are going to be happening. More announcements will come at the convention. And, I don't know that it's been put out, but we're doing a change with the Career Center and how jobs are posted.
That is going to get rolled out next week probably, so it's coming real fast.
And then we're also going to institute a workforce development partner program where industry companies can come in and contribute to our workforce development mission, which we will vitally need to keep that efforts going. So,
and we'll be discussing those things at the annual business meeting.
Right? And probably a couple other times because we're definitely going to be rolling out the program as we try to, frankly, get some assistance in funding our workforce development efforts that are quite extensive.
Yeah.
We'll also be recapping what we've done because while I know we put a bunch of articles in the Hoosier Surveyor and we've done some social media posts, I know that info doesn't get to everyone, so everyone might not be aware of all the job fairs and the trailer and the sandbox and all the cool stuff we have to help promote the profession. So.
Yeah. It's really streamed. Just in a month or two of having the trailer and the sandbox set up, I know that's helped mobilize and coordinate attending the Indiana School Counselors Association, and then also there's been a couple career fairs here locally around Indianapolis that it's made it a lot. And if Rodney was here, he would probably attest to this, but it's made it a lot easier to mobilize and coordinate to get to those things.
Yeah,
Where you can just slide in, hook a trailer up, go there, come back, unhook a trailer, as opposed to, finding out who has a trailer you can use, who can, who's got time to meet where, and
where is everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can envision what it's going to be like when you have it, but once you do, and every surveyor knows this, the first time you get a data collector and you stop using a field book and you're like, where's this been all my life? Mm-hmm. It's there's a lot of things I think that can happen now and happen a lot more easy and a lot more in continuity from year to year because of the things that have been put in place.
Definitely. So, the business meeting is on Thursday afternoon. So you guys that are coming to the convention, make sure you make it over there at 3:30 and sit in on that so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. What other stuff's going on outside of the sessions? We're going to have the VU and Purdue alumni get-togethers again this year?
The get-togethers are happening. They will be on Wednesday night from 6 to 8. The Indiana Historical Survey Society will be meeting also on Wednesday evening.
Very nice.
Yes.
That's something I've missed in the updates. So.
I've got to roll out a big promotion for that for Vince, but that is happening. We have hosted that meeting for a number of years on Wednesday night, but we're definitely going to try to make it a little bit more pronounced and a little less under the. I don't know if anybody knew we were doing it.
Well, I think it's been a while since we've had the. Historical Society or Surveyors Historical Society even presenting. They used to keep a booth, and it's been kind of, I won't say lax, but it's been different not having them there because history is such a big part of surveying.
So. Definitely.
That's true.
Definitely. Yeah. So, well, that's good. And then receptions. We've got the exhibitor reception on Wednesday night.
Yep,
Is that
our
correct?
exhibitor reception, normal time between 4 and 6.
Yeah.
4 and 6, normal time for that. And then on Thursday night, we will be doing the awards banquet. Prior to the awards banquet, we'll have a cash bar open, and anybody's welcome to come hang out and have a beverage. And then we will move into our awards banquet. Please don't forget you do need a ticket for that. It comes with the full registration. If you got the essential registration, you got to buy a ticket. Or if you want to bring a guest, you got to buy a ticket. But that'll be a nice time as we will install the new board, recognize our board of directors, give away awards. I know Eric has a handful of stuff that we're giving away, and it's always a nice time to kind of also recognize. In recognizing individuals, we're also recognizing what we accomplished as a society over the year, and it's just a nice way to be able to talk about all the neat things we've been doing.
That's right.
That'll be good. Yeah.
Yep. I think one other thing, there's also going to be a workforce development committee meeting somewhere in and around the convention. I don't know the details on that yet.
My guess is it's going to be in the Gap on Wednesday. There's a gap in the schedule. So for those who want to go to the annual business, or I'm sorry, not Wednesday, Thursday. There's a gap on Thursday. For those who want to attend the annual business meeting and the workforce development meeting and the awards banquet, I'm afraid there's no rest for you. That schedule is going to go through the whole day. But it does... we're going to pack that schedule so that even if it's not CEU stuff, we've got some productive meetings, discussions to take place.
So definitely keep your eye out on
absolutely
the literature and the schedules whenever you get to the convention for those times to make sure to squeeze in there
and definitely pick one. That's obviously there's going to be a draw being downtown Fort Wayne. There's a lot of restaurants too. Eateries. There's a lot of things to do within walking distance of the convention. So by all means, I know there's going to be a draw to want to go do those things. The way the schedule is packed, it doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of time to go do that, but there will be. And you may end up eating at 10 o'clock at night at a really nice establishment somewhere in next to a dark alley. But it's pick one or two things that to attend outside of the sessions and balance it that way. But definitely attend.
It's a fun, long 2.5, 3 days, but you can sleep on Saturdays. So.
Exactly.
Yep.
And you get it's a great opportunity to just get shoulder to shoulder with fellow surveyors. Mm-hmm. And I think that's always a great part of it, is to get in there and tell your war stories in the bar after we're done at night, or just in the breaks between the sessions. So.
Yep. You may be that's kind of stealing the president's message that's going to be coming out in the Hoosier Surveyor print. But that never can be said enough. I think a lot of times we get so involved in work and business and things like that, we stop and we forget to, I can remember I think the last time we were in Fort Wayne, we had kind of a centerpiece telling war stories down in the lounge area of the hotel or convention center, and nobody wanted to be the first one to get up and leave, because it's just kind of fun to sit around and hang out, and I look forward to some of that this year.
Yeah, it's one of those. I know even with myself, we all need continuing education. I mean, everybody's got a license or certificate. It's not just surveyors. We all need continuing education, and there's so many ways to do it online, and that's great if that's what you need to do to knock it out. But we do sometimes forget how much fun it is to go in person and chat with people, and how much we get from those interactions. And sometimes even I forget about that until I go to an event. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I go to this stuff. It's a lot of fun. I learn a lot of stuff that I didn't expect to learn. So hopefully everybody takes advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, there's definitely learning opportunities outside of the sessions themselves. You forget how much you really do learn from sitting across somebody at lunch on Wednesday afternoon or whatever.
Exactly.
And those are the kind of things that that are definitely good about the in-person that I noticed when we went to virtual. You missed that stuff.
Yep. It's not this. It's not in person. You get to immerse yourself in talking with others about things they've got going on and things you've got going on, and like I said, you'll pick something up in a conversation that you wouldn't have had normally otherwise.
Yep.
It's definitely there's no replacement for it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
I guess we're ready to wrap it up. Unless you have anything else to add, Brian, except just come to the registration's open. Sign up.
Let me promote that. Registration is open. If you want the cheapest early bird rate, you need to do it before you leave for the holidays. When you get back from the holidays, we will happily take your registration. It's just going to cost you a little more. Likewise, if you don't pre-register, we will still register people on site. We'd love to have you there. It just costs you more, and we might not be able to get you in the sessions you want to. So if you're planning on coming, please don't procrastinate. Please sign up. While we really do want you in person, we'd love to see you at our conference. I should mention we are going to do the virtual conference again next year in March. It will be the Fridays in March, similar format to this year. So if you can't make it, I know we have a lot of out-of-state licensees who still need their continuing ed. We're still going to do that to try to accommodate and help everyone get their education, because we want to be your one-stop shop and the only place you need to be at to get all your CEUs to get your license renewed. But yeah, if you have any questions, make sure to contact the office, and we hope to see you in Fort Wayne.
All right, Brian. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Yep. With that, we will sign off, and we will look forward to seeing you at the convention.
All right. See you guys. Thank you for listening to the Hoosier Surveyor Podcast, brought to you by the Indiana Society of Professional Land Surveyors. For more information about the society, please visit ISPLS.org, or if you are new to the profession, you can find helpful resources at futureindianasurveyor.com.